Alright, so, yesterday I made that video about Sanguine Depths and trying some things out. Decided it's way more fun to watch my own videos if we do it this way. So, I'm going to do it this way again. Talk, and if you find it useful, great. I also decided that I can't listen to Lindsay Sterling literally every single time if I'm going to do it and expect people to watch, so today we've got Muse. Hope you like Muse. Yeah, let's get going. This is a Plaguefall+13. Also a PuG. This one, these guys are doing a lot of swag. I don't love swag. I think it makes it needlessly hard for no big deal. But, you know. So there are some hairy bits that I'm really interested to see how they go. Because, you know, things go wrong a lot. That Sanguine Depths was pretty smooth. So I want to see. You'll also see I've got a Cloudburst weak aura, and I've got a Water Shield weak aura that'll pop up eventually. So yeah, see how it goes. I don't really know what this trash does, to be honest. It doesn't seem to do that much. I'm sure it does some things that are important, but especially this week without Fortified, I can't imagine why it would be. So I pretty much just pick one that seems like a caster and just kick whatever it does, and things seem to go fine. Another thing about the Necrotic week, anyway, is that you know, Earthbind and Capacitor Totem are still super important for different reasons from last week, but they'll keep coming out on most pulls. Let's see. So this was the fourth mythic I ran today. I ran some with friends this morning, so I'm a little more into it. But one thing I'm still not quite used to is just I forgot a lot about necrotic stacks, and not in the sense that like I was watching them for Earthbind and stuns and stuff, but I was forgetting that they would actually reduce my healing. So there's a few times where I'm just like spamming heals into the tank, wondering why nothing is happening, and it's because he's not healable. I also I was listening to Discord with all these guys. It wasn't super pleasant. Put it this way, it was not a group that I was comfortable speaking to. So here's the first pull that goes wrong. Tank gets up to 52 necrotic stacks and then kites like 1,000 yards away from me. And I'm unable to heal him. Also, turns out all these little slimes bolster. So we can know that next time. So none of those totems are going to do any good because the group's moved out of range of them. It's fine. See, now the tank, I don't even know where I guess I see him up there. Okay. I wasn't able to find him in time to heal him. So I don't know if there was anything I could have done there. You know, I put all the totems down, I did all the things, but look at my weak aura about water shit. Fancy. So this time he decides to pull about half of them, which is far more manageable. So we do the same thing. We can slow them all down, can stun them all, which I hope I do here. I didn't, but somebody else did. Oh, I remember that point. I was about to, and then the other person did. I think that chat, something was said in Discord that I was responding to. Doesn't mean anything. I was impressed with this Warlock. He was putting down his summon things quite more often than a lot of Warlocks that I've seen, and making pretty good use of them. Prides are a lot smoother this week, without shades running around, which is really nice. I'm really able to set up a base all the time. In this case, I moved the base because the Warlock clearly wasn't about to start standing in it, and it's easier just to move to them and force them to do it. But, you know, same deal. Healing Rain, Cloudburst, Night Fae, DPS when I can. Healing Tide if it's taking a while. But usually I don't need it on Prides. Even at 13, which is nice. Come on, Sass, put Cloudburst down. There we go. So the Warlock got hit by the thing. This boss is way better if you stay close to it. You know, because it's a triangle, right? So you can avoid the triangle slime wave a lot more easily if you're nearby. And that's just me putting an Earthbind out there so as to slow those slimes down. And then I'm dropping my stun out there too, as I fly away in the air, which very heroic. Get another Cloudburst down, Sass. I think I was concerned about getting out of that. There we go. Cloudburst is much better today, which is great. I also, I put the DPS meter out because sometimes if I have to decide who to save, I'll save the higher DPS person kind of thing. There's a few times where I'll glance over there in the run. If I think I did it in here. I'll point it out if I do. But it's more than like because you have DPS meters open, right? Like I need to see. Also with pugging, you can tell very quickly if the pug is going to be able to make the key or not. Just look at the numbers. So this trash in here is actually fairly dangerous. Those runners pull other mobs. The big bone guys that we're about to pull to a frontal cone that gets missed often. And then when they explode into slimes, they have to be dealt with. Like, there's a lot going on here, and so that's like the very similar. I mean, identical to the gargoyles in Sanguine Depths. And then these slimes come out, and all you have to do is run on them, and they die. But when they do that, you get a disease dot. This tank was also really good at getting things done around plague borers and canisters and whatnot, which adds a lot of DPS through this section. That root is can be very deadly with all those explosions. The explosions don't one-shot you, but they might as well. They do so much damage. And the congealed slimes have the purple one you can see up there in the back. Have a damage reduction aura. I really am doing much better at Cloudburst today, which is good because I've been working on it after that last video. I do really enjoy the flow of these prides when they're done well. And, you know, the pulls end and into the pride, into the next pull or two, and into the pride. It really adds a good feel to the dungeons, I think. And they usually happen just as I'm running out of mana anyway, if everything's going well, so fills up my mana, I don't have to drink. We got some ads. How did that happen? I didn't see that in this, so we pulled some ads there. So what happened here? Here we go. So those ads in the upper left get pulled. So a runner. Oh, I see. Yeah, we got some ads. Killing those blobs. So I actually think this section is cool, and I get sad that so often there's these really janky skips to avoid doing it. I also think if done correctly... Ooh, an ad. I wonder what it's for. If done correctly, I think it goes faster. Because those plague borers, again, they just murder the tentacles in the mini-boss. I always stand on this side of the island here, because of the tentacle over on the left side. See, there's me. I didn't see where his exit was, so I didn't take it. And the tank got actually hit by the plague borer there, which is why he went down. I think he got res, though. I'm a little bit confused. In Discord, they're saying res, no res, res, no res. So I just don't really know what's happening. I'm thinking about my Earth Elemental. I'm considering a whole bunch of stuff, and eventually I just decided to just get away from the plague borers and start healing, and they'll figure it out, and they did. So I like to run down the far stairs here. I know he's going to cover that top with slime right now, and I know that the group's going to run this way, and I don't want to get caught on the other side and in a line of sight situation, so I just come over here early. Come on, Cloudburst. I'm doing better with flame shocks today too. I'm not doing great still, and when it's more than one target, I never do it, but at least there's always one-on-one. Put that Cloudburst down. Oh, look. Very good. Listen to myself in the past. So So that haste debuff is avoidable. It comes from a thing from that purple slime. It's not ideal to have. It reduces your haste by 45%. One thing I think is worth pointing out that I'm doing here is, so I'm using mouse over macros to heal, and every time I start a heal, my mouse immediately goes to the next thing I'm going to do. I don't wait for it to go off. And then that thing is just queued up right away. So every time you cast something, you have at least a global cooldown, right? Or the cast bar timing to figure out what the next thing you're going to do is. And so as soon as you're able, you can do that too. And I'm liking that I'm seeing my cursor always anticipating, always to the next thing. So here we got trolled by the boss a little bit. We've got this pride buff, and of course we really want to use it, but the boss just hangs out on this platform and talks with his buddies for a while. So that section from the first boss to the second boss is probably the hardest trash in here, and it actually went incredibly smoothly, considering all the swag attempts and the kind of nonsense that was happening. Things start to break down again here, though. Things get a little bit less smooth. So I'm interested to see if I can maintain what I'm doing, even as things are becoming rougher. So you dispel the tank. The tank always gets this debuff. It really takes like 2 hits to kill that slime. One of my lava bursts will do it. I usually try it because it's less of a DPS loss for me to do it. This thing gets quite close, actually. Now, partially because that purple slime was in the way. It was too close, so it slowed our DPS down. But then I also think that people maybe aren't doing it. I'm not sure. Oh no, it's the next one that gets close. So see, I can't dispel this because somebody got hit by the haste, so I'm panicking a bit about that. Because I think at 50% it spawns 2 slimes instead of 1. I still don't have a cloud burst down. Again, I don't love that. There, 2 people got hit by the haste, but I have to dispel the tank here, which is a DPS loss, of course. But really should have used these warlock things. I never did. Oh yeah, here's the problem. So the blue guy is over by the purple congealed slime. It's way too close to the exploding one there, which causes us to get quite far behind. So that if that cast goes off, we die. And this is very, very close, so I kind of abandon healing and just start firing. I wonder why I did that. I see why I did that. This was the first time I'd ever seen that RP for whatever reason. I don't know why I hadn't seen it before, but I always wondered why this tentacle was gripping a skeleton, and I had never seen the guy like running away. This one's always fun. I tend to drop Healing Tide here just automatically. The movement on this island and it's very erratic, and so it's like I just kind of pre-drop a minor cooldown to just make sure it stays okay. So the Stealthlings do a cast that you do not want to go off. So, you know, damage and stun them, they're automatic priority, and a stun will reset the cast, so it's worth doing if you've got one. Or like a fear or whatever. If people are damaging them properly, the fear won't cause them to run that far away. That 30k Cloudburst right there. Huh. I always wondered how much that was healing for. I wonder what I was doing there. I hesitated for a long time on that capacitor. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was waiting for it to, yeah. Just, trying to juke them out a little bit. Oh yeah, the group was talking about pulling this pride into the boss and doing both at once with that trash pack up over there. I am glad this is not the plan that was used. Because that would be challenging. So once again, I'm trying to force this Warlock into my blue here. Alright, I'm liking this. I've only called myself on my Cloudburst usage, what, twice? So that's good. And this actually goes pretty well. As soon as I mention my good Cloudburst usage, there's no Cloudburst down. How about that? And this fight needs it. Come on, Sass. Put it down. You're putting Healing Rain down. Clearly you know this is happening. I don't love it. Finally! Oh, that took forever. So over there, I was worried that that guy was alone for too long, which is why I blinked over there. I have no idea how long he actually was alone, but it felt close to me. So here the tank starts going down, and I kind of Hail Mary a Spirit Link and miss him. I think what happened there at the end was I got complacent. I saw the boss was almost dead and assumed things were going to be fine. But the tank had, what was it, 20 necrotic stacks that I didn't take into account, and then I lost track of him on my camera, and so missed. Which is too bad. A stun totem also would have solved that. I didn't use that either. That was very preventable. Okay, here's where things start to really go off the rails. Surprisingly, though, we make it. Nobody's more surprised than I. I am for a long time in here. This group, again, Swag decides to pull all the devoted at the same time. So they're kind of coming from every direction. You can see one thing that's really interesting about Necrotic Week is you can tell when randoms are getting meleeed. So the monk dies, and then on his run back or something like that, he gets DC'd and he's unable to come back in. And so he's in discard telling us that he's not going to make it back. And in the meantime, these devoted are becoming boss level devoted with all the bolstering. You'll see the tank starts to get smacked a couple times, and it smacks him for over half his health every time towards the end of this. Right, here's where I discover I'm I don't have Mana Tide, I don't have a potion. There's not a lot I can do. There's no Innervate or anything in the group. I don't have stun, so I can't stop damage that way. I have Ascendance, which will do a big AoE heal when I need it, but the problem is that AoE damage isn't happening, so it doesn't. I really only need to put heals on the tank here. So the Earthbind will just delay. I'm starting to get some mana back. Got Mana Tide now. But at this point I'm starting to wonder if I'll need it. At this point, I feel like the best use of my mana is just to DPS the crap out of it. Let's see what we can do. Look at that weak aura working. Okay, so I've got Healing Rain. I think I use all my mana recovery stuff here. So we're only 4 people alive too right now. So I'm really trying to squeeze out as much damage as I can. Just kind of managing health. Like, I really need people to not get hit by that just to work. But yeah, so there I'm like, okay. We'll get the Ascendance AoE, and then, of course, the Warlock got hit by the 4-way, but I was really trying to save my Ascendance for this boss, because I know I need it. here. And now we're going to start this boss. I'm down Healing Tide, I'm down Ascendance. So yeah, I guess the moral of the story is don't get hit by the 4-ways. And we're discussing what to do, because we've got Pride up, we still don't have our monk, we've got 4 people, it's tyrannical, it's a +13. And so we're like, if we try to wipe, we'll hang out, but if we don't try it now, we're not going to time it, so we just get going. So, you know, I'm right now, I'm trying to come up with what my cooldowns are going to be and how I'm going to deal with these infectious rains. And I decide that the first one, I'm just going to heal. I'm just going to brute force, heal through it, no cooldowns. Let's go. And that gamble worked, which I'm really happy about. Cloudburst, I've got a nice Cloudburst there, and we managed that. So that's good. So now I'm feeling a lot more comfortable. I'm gonna have Healing Tide up soon. By the time I need it, I'm gonna have Ascendance back up. Tried to set up the AoE heals and that Warlock got meleeed. Which is a good reminder for me to not set up the AoE heals here because we're going to have to move and get the spawn. So, always wait. Now, I'm going to set up a spot because we've got Infectious Rain. It does a buttload of damage. So I'm using my Knife A. Okay. And this phase takes a long time. So setting up again. I'm gonna need more AoE. Okay, so here comes the Healing Rain or the Infectious Rain. So I got the blue, and this time I drop Healing Wave or Healing Tide right away, which I'm really happy about. You can see even with that, people are dying. Get Cloudburst back, Seth. You need that. I think I'm just panicking. This is taking a long time and I'm getting worried. But really, what I need to do is I just need to stick to it. If you've got a good plan, just stick to it. So now I think about rezzing, and then he gets a res on Discord.
Okay, I gotta get dinner going. Mom's chicken soup, right? Yeah. Yeah. We do love a shortcut. Ooh, nice.
So there, I had to blow SLT, which honestly, that was my fault. I'm glad I had the cooldown for it, but I would have liked to save it for the last phase. But I still have Ascendance. And supposedly, she's using Rain less often in the last phase, but I remember that thought process. Going, oh dang. So we're gonna lust, and I lust, failing to realize that we still had 20 seconds left on exhaustion. So that was not ideal. Thankfully, the hunter or somebody in the group had a lust that we were able to use. I'm pretty sure. So this person I get up, I think. And unfortunately, then I get trapped in the. I'm like, oh dang, oh no. And it's Night Fae teleport for the win because I was about to die there. That was hairy. And now I'm like, oh no, oh no. So there goes the Ascendance. I don't have Spirit Walkers anymore. I've already used that. So I'm just desperately trying to keep people alive by whatever means I can, which is too bad because I'm not using Cloudburst again, and that would make a big difference here. But so my Cloudburst is better, but still it's the first thing I don't do, which is too bad because some of the times, especially in like the big healing moments, that thing was getting up to like 30-35k. It's a lot of healing. So I gotta get that going. But otherwise, I'm that's better. It's improved. I'm stoked about that. Anyway, I hope you liked that. If you watched it, these are helpful for me. I know, and we'll keep going through. Thanks.